Good morning, Oklahoma City. Good morning. A very happy good morning to all of you out there. Do me a favor, please. Call that friend, call that neighbor. Invite them to be a part of this, the Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in beautiful love and color because of the fact that we're here at KTLV. The phone number 672-1220 is going to be very important because we want you to be a participant in this, the Clara Luper Radio Show, on a very beautiful day. The weatherman's not here. The sportsman's not here. We anticipate hearing from the weatherman, the sportsman, the ace reporter, Clara Luper. We anticipate all of these things. But in the meanwhile, what I want you to do is to call that friend, call that neighbor, and tell them that this is the Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in beautiful living color because we're looking forward to the Miss Black Oklahoma contest. We're looking forward to the Soul Bazaar where the AXO participants will have an opportunity to show what they've done over this year. We're looking forward to telling you about a whole bunch of things. What you've got to do, though, is to remember now. You got to remember. You got to get that pen. You got to get that paper. You're going to need it because a whole bunch of stuff is going to be happening. We're talking about the fact that at 2609 North Martin Luther King is Gates Barbershop. We're talking about the fact that there at the I-35 and the Guthrie exit is John Vance Motor Company. We're talking about the fact that 730 West Britain Road is the Allstate Insurance Company. We're talking about the fact that also there at 730 West Britain Road, BJ's Boutique is located there. We're talking about a whole bunch of good things. Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, prepare yourself because this is going to be the very best day of your life. We're looking forward. Hopefully, I know it's a long shot again to hear from our boy, Brother Price. He'll be playing his last basketball game down at Oklahoma University. We also anticipate hearing from a couple other people that you know that you will recognize their voices, you will understand them. This is a sad day in a way. But the sadness kind of goes away when you look at the goodness that this young lady has done for so many of us. We're talking about none other than a great friend, Mrs. Hunter's sister, Mrs. Douglas's sister, but a great friend of all of ours. Her services will be today. We'll tell you a little more about that. Looking forward to hearing from Coco. Looking forward to hearing from Fluky McDaniels. So good things happen when you listen to the Clara Luper Radio Show. But right now, let's go back to this. Let's finish hearing the rest of this. And Mom said, don't play too much music, Calvin. Wait on me to call. Well, what I'm going to do, Mom, I'm going to put this special song out to those people out there in Oklahoma City who think they've seen a little darkness in their life, who don't realize that it is a very beautiful day. Sun is shining. Good things happen. Call that friend. Call that neighbor. Clara Luper Radio Show. We always promise you great things here on the Clara Luper Radio Show. Now, we don't tell you exactly what time it's going to be, but we promise you great things. On the phone, I have one of the persons that you all look forward to. Almost, he was on the phone for a minute. He'll probably call back. But then, when you listen to the Clara Luper Radio Show, good things do happen. You've called that friend. You've called that neighbor. You've got your pencil ready. If you're driving down the highway, you better put a tape on or something because I know that you are ready to listen to I know that you are ready for the Clara Luper Radio Show. We got 47 more minutes to go here. You've been fired up all morning, but you ain't seen nothing like what you figure to see now. Mrs. Hunter, Ryan, David, hey, we're there with you. Have no fear because on the line we have a young man who comes to you in his own very special way. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Who is this?
Fluky McDaniel.
Fluky McDaniels. How you doing, Fluky?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good this
Pretty
morning.
good. Oh, man. Look out that window. I bet you'll be doing a lot better.
All right.
Okay. Tell us about it.
Stretching the truth is telling a lie. Stretching the truth is telling a lie.
Uh-oh.
Did you get that?
See, you always come up with these good ones. On the day I'm on there by myself. Strengthen the truth Or tell a lie?
Telling the truth is stretching a lie.
Well, no, do
Stretching
it.
the truth is
Okay.
telling a lie. Stretching the truth is telling a lie.
Stretching the truth is telling a lie. Stretching the truth.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Okay.
stretching the
Boy,
truth.
I tell you, give me some good times. Stretching the truth is telling a lie. Fluky, you've been consistent with it. You know, one thing about it, you just didn't start making me double think there. But I'm sure that all of our audience out there appreciate these moments of inspiration, these moments of truth coming from Fluky. Fluky, appreciate it, man. Keep up the good work.
All right.
We love it. Hey, man, you know about the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant coming up, don't you? It
Yeah.
is coming. And boy, there's so many young ladies that are involved in that. So many scholarships that are available for these young ladies. Such an opportunity, such a time. I can hardly wait. It's some news that I have to tell. I want to share with you all, but I'm going to wait on Mom to call and let her share. So, Fluky,
Yes.
hey, hang in there.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. Okay, we're moving right along, and I got this hot story, boy. It's a hot story. Something about 30 people doing 30 different things. But I can tell you about 51 young ladies that will be a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma 2003. Young ladies will be coming from across the state, from Arcadia, from Ardmore, from Bethany, from Camelot, from Cameron University, from Capitol Hill area, from Chandler, from Choctaw, from Clinton, from Comanche County, from Dell City, from Dungy, Oklahoma, from Enid, from Forest Park, from Garfield County, from Green Pastures, from Guthrie, from the Hicks Edition, from Idabel, from Jones, Oklahoma, from Langston University, from Miss Black Lawton. But then I can brag about it long as I want to, because I missed a few. I just went through the A through the L's. I forgot to tell you about Miss Black McCurtain County, but I got to tell you about this young lady now that's getting ready to come on the line because she started this, and she is the director of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. She is your favorite radio announcer, I think, in all of Oklahoma. So, Mom, I'd like to say good morning to you. Where are you? How are you
Good morning
doing?
to
It's
you,
so good to
Calvin. I'm
hear.
in Kansas City, Missouri. I am here, and it's like a homecoming because they have come from all over the country to celebrate. Last night we had dinner at the Concord Baptist Church. That was outstanding. Yes, I'm here. And we are getting ready now for the big wedding that will take place today at 2 o'clock when Dr. Arnett James, and many of you remember him from the play Brother President, who played the part of Reverend Abernathy. His mother, Mrs. Rones, and all of us really celebrated last night. And Dr. Gaines said, "Thank you, teacher, because I could not have gotten married without you." I said, "Stop the jive,
Oh, Mom, wait a
Arnett,
minute.
and let's
Yeah,
go
that-
on with the wedding."
Mom,
He's marrying a very beautiful young lady, and he will be practicing in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Mom, let's start this over a little bit. You say his mother, and you all were up there, and you were celebrating. Arnett Gaines is getting married now. This is Arnett Gaines that was in the play.
Brother President.
Brother President.
From John Marshall High School.
John Marshall High School.
He went to the University of Kansas, and he received his medical degree and is now practicing in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Okay, now let's go a little slow because you know we have an intelligent listening audience, and you know that. But everybody didn't have their pencil. Everybody didn't have their paper ready. So kind of go a little slow when you be talking. Okay.
I am saying that we are celebrating, and we are part of what I would call a homecoming celebration because the students from John Marshall High School are here, along with Arnett Gaines' twin brother, Orrin, who is now in Austin, who now lives in Austin, Texas, Anthony Johnson, who kind of put the wedding together from the Oklahoma City standpoint, and others. I am saying that last night we were at the Concord Baptist Church, where we had the opportunity to sit down with ministers not only from Kansas City, Missouri, and Kansas City, Kansas, but from Arkansas. It was quite a reunion. It was something that you keep thanking God for, that you have lived to see young men that have gone in a direction to help others. And certainly as a medical doctor, Arnett Gaines will be able to help heal the wounds of our people. But Calvin, I heard you bragging about Miss Black, Oklahoma, and you really have something to brag about. Never
Certainly
before in
do.
the history of our pageant have we had as many young ladies that are participating. Because people begin to see the value of participation. You cannot measure it by saying, I can't do this. The young ladies, and I'm talking now to the pages, the staff, the escorts, and the contestants, whether you're a state contestant or a local contestant. We will be meeting at the Holiday Inn on Monday at exactly 5 o'clock. There are some new guidelines that we have to go by now. And things have changed in America. And we must, as promoters and as a hotel manager, make our people aware of these new programs and new systems and new policies that have been put on. And it's very important that every person will be there along with their parents. But speaking of that, I would like to thank all of you, not only for giving us additional young people. I think Billy Greenhower and Rosetta Coleman have done a very good job as the recruiters of the Miss Black Oklahoma contestants. But Calvin, we are getting ready for Soul Bazaar 2003. And we have gotten a group from Lawton, Oklahoma, known as the Mad Madness. That will be presented to Oklahoma City on Friday, April the 4th. The Soul Bazaar is April the 4th and 5th, and next week will be the time that you will get your exhibit booth. Remember, we are a hometown show. We aren't a big-time show. We are a hometown show where you can show your talents, where you can model, where you can participate. This is what we are all about.
Okay,
But Calvin, although I'm here
Mom,
today,
before you go any further there, I kind of got lost there on the name of that group that's coming up. What was the name of the group?
Mad Madness from
Mad
Lawton, Oklahoma.
Madness from Lawton, Oklahoma.
They will be presenting a concert at the Soul Bazaar this year. We invite talent. We want talent. We want to show what we actually have. And Calvin, I would
Yes, ma'am.
not be dismal if I wouldn't tell you that when we got to Kansas City yesterday, the weather was so mild and sweet, we pulled up our coats. But last night, we like to have frozen. It was so cold. So we are getting ready today because we've been invited out to breakfast, and we're getting ready to celebrate. However, today I would like to express my sympathy to Lady Ruth Hunter, Elnora Douglas, and that family.
Indeed.
You know, God has really blessed us because we had someone by the name of Alice Strain, that's capital Strein, who loved all of us. Calvin, she loved children so much until she wanted them to go to conventions. She wanted them to go to regional meetings. She wanted them to succeed. And I shall never forget the times that we wanted to go on a convention and we didn't have the financial resources to go. And she would go somewhere, I don't know how, and she said, Clara, take the kids, let them go. But today...
Well, Mom, you know, that is a very special person in my life, not only because of just being a friend, but because of the fact that the way that she loved the NACP Youth Council, the way she loved the NACP, the way that she would sacrifice herself, her finances, and everything to make sure that young people had an opportunity to see something different, have an opportunity to experience something different. Mrs. Strain, forever. It's really a difficult Saturday. It's a pretty weather, but I sure hate to see a pretty woman pass like that. But I'm certain that the seeds that she's planted will continue to grow, and the fruitations of that will continue. Go
But
ahead.
Calvin, in her lifetime, she had known sorrow. She had known pain. And I don't know how I was feeling, but when I went down to Ross Funeral Home and saw Alice, she looked so peaceful. She looked so tranquil. She looked so beautiful until I said, rest on, Alice, because someday we will be joining you. And today, I know the funeral will be at 11 o'clock. And I know that you have stayed in Oklahoma City because you were supposed to be up here, but you told me, Mama, I can't go. I've got to stay because I understand that you're one of the pallbearers. Am I correct?
Yes, you're absolutely correct, Mom. And I like to be two, three places at one time. But then someone has been with you almost actually my entire lifetime since the start of the sit-in movement. Mrs. Strain has been there. She's been a backbone. A lot of times we haven't had an opportunity. Didn't call her name, but we know that she's been there.
Okay, Calvin, you remember we honored her. NACP Youth Council and Freedom Center honored her during the Freedom Fiesta, and that was a great honor.
Indeed.
We would like to thank God for Alice Strain. Now, I want you to understand that we are thanking God that we had somebody that loved his children, and that's very important because some people just don't love children. Alice Strain loved children. And I would like to say I'm so proud of David and Nigel and those that have stood by Mrs. Strain. So today from Kansas City, Missouri, I want Oklahoma City to know that we had a friend in Alice Strain, that we had someone that would support us, someone that cared about us, someone that would come up to Freedom Center at 2609 North Martin Luther King and do what she could to help us. But the question now is, what are we going to do now? Who are we going to turn to now that Alice is gone? But one thing Alice taught us, that God will make a way, some way.
And he will.
Somehow.
Somehow.
Thank you, Alice, for the lessons that you have taught us. And we thank God for your presence. Calvin, before I go, I would like to say to Oklahoma City.
Come again?
Before I go, I would like to say thanks to Oklahoma City.
Okay.
I would like to thank you for the opportunities that you've given me. You've given me the opportunity to teach your children, and certainly it's reaping great seeds. You had been so proud of me last night as you saw the children gathered around me, and to hear them tell stories of their childhood and how I helped to put them on the right track for success. When I looked up last night, I think there are 4 doctors that are participating in the wedding here. There's a computer engineer.
Not all from John Marshall, are they? They all aren't John Marshall graduates, are they? Were they graduates of John Marshall?
But the answer is yes.
Oh, Mom.
Okay, Calvin, before I go, I want to say
Don't go.
in Oklahoma City, you will have an opportunity to pick up your state tickets for Miss Black Oklahoma. Although the state pageant will be in June, we only have a few tickets that will be left to be sold to the public. We want you to support those contestants that are running for Miss Black Oklahoma City. You can drop by Freedom Center at 2609 North Martin Luther King in Oklahoma City. Now, in Kansas City, people are still talking about AXO, and Maryland Hildred is talking about it too.
I know that's right. We have the AXO program is a nationwide program that the NACP started, and Merlin being the advisor, the head advisor over that for the last 16 years. She's had an opportunity to meet advisors from across this country. They work together and all that, and I know that this year's AXO presentation there in Miami will be something to be remembered because Oklahoma City, we're going strong, I hope. Will Merlin have an opportunity to tell us about it?
That's on April the 4th and April the 5th. Merlin and Mrs. Ford are all tied up. They are getting ready for this big celebration, and I wish you could see them because it's going to be a great celebration. What a great joy to be with your people. These are my people, and I love them so much, and I love my people in Oklahoma City. We will be back in Oklahoma City tomorrow evening sometime. But when we get back, we want you to know that we will have a story to tell, a story of love, a story of a young doctor who is standing by his twin brother, and his twin brother Oral came in from Austin, Texas, and he looks good. You can tell they are twins. The people are really happy here, and we are happy. The sun is shining, but they tell us it's going to be cold today. This is Clara Luper saying, whatever you do, And
whatever.
I would like to talk directly to the young people. You
All
have
right.
a responsibility. You've got to go places we have never been and see things that we have never seen. And to you senior citizens and middle-aged people, take up some time with children because you never can tell how they will turn out. This is Clara Luper saying to my staff, my contestants, my pages, and my escorts that we will see you Monday at 5 o'clock. I get that time. That's at
Monday,
the
this
Holiday
coming Monday.
Inn North.
Okay.
After then, we will go back to Freedom Center for our annual program. Say especially hello to Mrs. Gloria Matthews and Mrs. Boldly Walker because we love them, and Lady Risanta know and Eleanor know how I feel about them. Clara Luper in Kansas City, Missouri, say bye-bye, and I love all of you.
All right. Thank you, Mom. Thank you so much. You know, it's one thing about Mom. She had that obligation already, definite obligation to be in Kansas City.
Lady, listen, you cry.
But then don't listen to me cry, Mom, because you're still on the line here. Mom, you're still on the line. And we were going to talk a little bit about AXO. We're going to talk a little bit about a couple other things. Mom, you still with me? No, you're not still with me. Oklahoma City. There you heard it. Clara Luper, live and in living color from Kansas City. Sit back, relax, get that pencil ready, get that paper ready. Enjoy this song. This song goes especially out to you because we want you not only to and know that it's a beautiful day outside, go outside and touch it and feel it, but to feel it deep inside your heart. God has blessed us. God has given us an opportunity to be here today, to do something for our community. We can do it if we work together. Sit back, relax. Call that friend, call that neighbor, 672-1220. I'm your neighbor out here, Calvin Luper, live and in color. Okay. On your AM dial, I know by now, hopefully you've called that friend, you've called that neighbor. You've told them that this is the Clara Luper Radio Show, where Clara Luper's in Kansas City, Missouri, celebrating, enjoying, and understanding the fact that there are some twins there. One of them is getting married, Dr. Gaines, Engineer Arwin, Anthony Johnson's there. A lot of John Marshall students. Now, we're talking about closing a school like John Marshall, and it might be good to close a school because if you don't have that dedicated teacher, if you don't have that motivated teacher, then it might just be good to close a school. They're also talking about closing a prison. It might be good to go ahead and close the prisons there on Martin Luther King. You know, 1974, they said this is going to be a great economic boon to the east side. They also said that about Remington Park. Hey, you never know until after you've been through it. Some of it don't fit. You know it don't fit. You got any comments about it, 672-1220. But I can tell you this. One place it does fit is at Hometown IGA, located there at 23rd and Martin Luther King Avenue, because there you don't need a whole bunch of money. You go in there and they got a great price on the breads, great price on the meats, great price on the canned goods. Hometown IGA, 23rd and Martin Luther King. When you go in there, you get there to the cash register and you see those nice, courteous young people there. If you buy a whole bunch of groceries and need some help going out, hey, you tell them you heard about it here on the Clara Luper Radio Show. But one thing about it, if you got to get to 23rd Martin Luther King, you need a vehicle. You can ride the bus there. The bus will get you there. But John Vance Motor Company, now this is the time to use your pencil, 282-2113. We're talking about Rodale Hornbeck. He's the salesman out there. He is the top salesman. The reason he's the top salesman is because he takes care, as a good friend used to say, he takes care of business. John Vance Motor Company, Rodale Hornbeck. Keep those two in mind. 13 lines of cars from your Cadillac to your Chevy, from your Dodge to your PT, any vehicle you want. Rodale Hornbeck at John Vance, 282-2113. Located as you go down Interstate 35, get ready to turn into Guthrie. You see this big sign that says John Vance Motor Company. Hey, those are two of our great advertisers. Those are two people that take care of plenty of business. They're going to make sure that you get the very best. Congratulations once again, Dr. Gaines. Looking forward to meeting you and the new family and to seeing once again the movie Brother President. You have to see that. You need to come by the Freedom Center. This is the coming up and the getting closer to the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, to the Soul Bazaar. You're going to be hearing a lot more about that. I can tell you that on April the 4th and the 5th, you will have an opportunity to see over, well, it'll probably be about 50, 60 exhibits there. But you will see some young people there with their AXO presentations, sciences. You'll see, have an opportunity to see and hear them in their music composition, in their vocal competition, in their different areas. 26 different areas. I was hoping Merlin would have gotten on the phone, but we missed her. But let me go back to the Miss Black Oklahoma because that is that time. It's getting close. It's getting mighty close. These young ladies are nervous. These young ladies had some tickets. They don't really now, as Mom said, there are no more tickets available. If you really need to check with us there at the Freedom Center to see if that you can be a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma audience, because these young ladies come from across this state and they're bringing their own cheering squad with them. We're talking about Miss Black Midwest City, Miss Black Millwood, Miss Black Muskogee, Miss Black Muskogee County, Miss Black New Chance City, Miss Black Nichols Hills, Miss Black Nakoma Park, Miss Black Oklahoma City, Oklahoma County, Oklahoma City University, Oklahoma State Tech, Oklahoma State University, Miss Black Okmulgee. Ooh, it's more than a mouthful to tell you about all of these beautiful young ladies that will be a part of the pageant. But then they also will be coming from Parkers Heights, from Piedmont, from Putnam City North, and Putnam City, the original Putnam City. Now, Miss Black Rose State College will be there. Miss Black Southern Oaks, Miss Black Spencer, St. Gregory College, Stevens College, Tulsa County, University of Central Oklahoma, the Village, the War Acres, Western Village, and Miss Black Yukon. Just a few, I think I got about 47 of them in there, but there will be 51 young ladies there. Their talent is important. Their intelligence is ultra. That is the key, because they will be have an interview portion of the pageant. I invite you to stay tuned and make sure that you find out more about what happens at the pageant. It's not just beauty. It's not just the way you wear your swimsuit, the way you wear your evening wear, but it's mostly about your talent. It's mostly about how you can answer those questions that the judges will be asking you. Mrs. Stale, I know that this year I'm looking forward to seeing you once again. I'm talking about Mrs. Stale, owner of Stale's Restaurant down there on Northeast 23rd Street. You turn left off Kelly, Stale's Restaurant. Mrs. Stale, I know that this is a difficult time of the year, but I know one of the highlights of the year is the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Tell Brother Stale and tell Coco that we're looking forward to talking with them again. We know that it is a little rough now, but together we can go through. You know, you got to have your faith. This is a time in all of our lives that we really have to stay strong. Mr. Gates, what you gonna do? 2609 North Martin Luther King. You got the sign up there that say, "We make people beautiful." Been going up there for years, and I ain't never had nobody come out there that tell me that I'm beautiful. But then what they do tell me is that they get some of the very best service that they ever got. Get a haircut, a very special haircut. Starks can do it. Mr. Gates got Philip in there with him. Well, I tell you, but then, when you deal with the type of appearance that I have, it's very difficult sometimes to be beautiful. I can be mostly handsome, but beautiful is a hard thing to do. But at Mr. Gates Barbershop, Robert Gates, Philip, Brother Starks there, they're going to take care of plenty of business, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. Good things happen when you listen to the Clara Luper radio show. I would like to give you I know I'm not going to do that. I might. I'm going to wait a little closer to the end of the show. But then if you can answer one of these questions, it's not a black history question. It's not a religious question. It'll be about something that we had here on the radio show, because I know all of you are planning to go to church tomorrow. I know all of you that are not planning on going will make sure that you're tuned in here, 1220 a.m. dial. We got some good things that happen here every day, especially on Sundays. Sit back, relax, enjoy this song. I don't know where it's coming from, but it's going to be upbeat. David, Nigel, Mrs. Hunter, we'll see you shortly. Listen to this. Enjoy. Inspire. If broke, you can fix it. Hey, let me remind you that on March the 18th at the Metro Tech there at Spring Lake Drive and Martin Luther King Avenue, there will be the Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant. We will have an opportunity then to be a part of the choosing of Miss Black Oklahoma City. Come out. Now, it starts at 7:30. I want you to be there. March the 18th. Now, that gives you a few more days to enjoy this beautiful sunshine and the clear day. Tomorrow morning, you can wake up and be cold as can be. The weatherman told me, he said, man, I don't know what the weather going to be. The sportsman told me today, man, don't read all of that. I might call in. But I have a caller right now on the line, and thank you so much for being a part of this, the Clara Luper Radio Show, on one of the prettiest days that Oklahoma City, Oklahoma has ever seen. How are you doing?
Calvin, how are you doing today?
Oh, Auntie, how are you doing? This is
fine. This is your standby, Little Ruth Hunter.
how
as
you doing, Miss
usual.
Hunter?
And I want to say hello to everyone who's listening today on the radio.
Right.
And we appreciate all of those who are listening in today. And along with that, Calvin, I want to give a great big thank you to all of the friends that has been so kind to us in visitations, in cards, and in food. Just don't mention that. You know, you really do not know how many friends that you have sometimes. Then when you look around, you do have many friends. And all of those friends that have knocked on my door and have come in during my bereavement time, I want to give them a thank you, Calvin.
Thank you, Mrs. Hunter.
I want to say a great big thanks.
Yeah, thank you for giving us an opportunity to work with Mrs. Strand. You know, sisters and brothers are tough. You know, sometimes you can tell your sister, don't do this, don't do that. But then that never was that. You and Mrs. Douglas and Mrs. Strain have been a very important part in my life, a very important part of even Dr. Gaines up there in Kansas City who's getting married today. Hadn't it been for you, there might not have been, there would not have been our brother president.
Truly,
so we love you.
My sister Alice really, really loved that NAACP.
She does.
And she did everything that she could do to help them. Even when they needed help, she was there to try to give what little service that she could do, for them, and she did that. And I'm sorry that she won't be here this time to help us when we get ready to go to the national convention or the regional or the state.
Oh,
but nevertheless.
I'll miss her to Miss Black Oklahoma also, but I know her presence is there, Mrs. Hunter.
Oh, I sure.
And I know that with you there, that it's going to be, you know, we're going to know that she's there.
Well, that is true. However, she is greatly missed. She's missed. But I guess the Lord knows best. He says only He will tell you when He's ready for you. And He'll come at an unusual time. So that's why He said, be ye also ready, because you know not the day nor the hour that the Lord may come. So therefore I said each day, let each day be a happy day. And each day praise the Lord that He let you live to see another day. And again, I want to thank all of the people who came in, my friends, my sorors, my club members, and Mrs. Douglas's friends, and Mrs. Douglas' sorority and club members, and all of the churches that came in to show us their sympathy, not only with their presence, with food, and also other services.
Well,
and I just can't help but just say thanks, Kevin, and I want people on the radio land to know that there are a lot of good Christians. And if you have not met them, go to church Sunday. Go to somebody's church.
Well, Mrs.
It may not be a church that you know, but there's a church in your neighborhood. Go to that.
Well, Mrs. Hunter, I'm sort of like you and Mom, everybody else. I'm going to recommend that you come to Fifth Street Baptist Church. They're at 801 Northeast Fifth Street, and we're open every day, not just on Sundays. Reverend Coleman will be there, some of the deacons, some of the ushers, some of the people. Well, we invite you to be a part of that Fifth Street Baptist Church. But
you know.
Okay, I know what you're going to say.
Right, because you know I'm not going to let Clara talk about Fifth Street Church without me talking about coming to First AME on 33rd and on Cali.
That's right.
And my pastor will be there, Reverend Holloway will be there, and all of the members will be there.
Is that a 7-day-a-week church?
Oh no, we have activities during the week, but we have church on Sunday, and it's on Sunday morning, and it begins at 10:45. So get up and get dressed, and if you get there by 11 o'clock, we'll be happy to see you at that time.
Mrs. Hunter, Thank you so much for calling. But what time will the services be and where will they be in case some of our...
The services is today at Tabitha Baptist Church. That's on 13th and Grand Boulevard, South 13th, North 13th and Grand
Northeast
Boulevard.
13th.
It's north of 10th Street.
Yes.
So you can't miss it because if you turn up to 10th Street, you're going to really come just about past Tabitha Baptist Church. And it will be at 11 o'clock. So I'm going to have to say goodbye and get my children dressed and get ready for the funeral.
Well, Mrs.
I
Hunter,
want to thank each of you for all of that you have done for us, because I'm just grateful, and I'm thankful. I'm just more than thankful. And
Yes.
bye, Calvin.
Yes, ma'am.
See you.
Thank you. I will see you shortly. Good things happen because you can remember good things that good people have done. Mrs. Strain, we're going to miss you. Mrs. Hunter, Mrs. Douglas, the members of your family, Dante, Nate, Nigel, David, all of you, our love is there. The Freedom Center will never be the same. The NACP Youth Council will be inspired forever by the good works and the good deeds that Mrs. Strain has done and will continue to do. Trying not to get emotional here. You don't want to cry on air, but sometimes it's a good tear there. So if you got a napkin, if you got a Kleenex out there, wipe your eye for me, because, one, it's really tough losing a good friend. I've told you about the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant coming up. Told you about the Soul Bazaar coming up April 4th and 5th, where Madness will be there. I reminded you that on Monday at 5 o'clock, 5:30 at the Holiday Inn North, the Miss Black Oklahoma contestants should be there. We've talked with Mrs. Hunter. We know that on March 18th at the Metro Tech, the Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant will be held. We know that at Robert Gates Barbershop, where he's a deacon at Tabitha Baptist Church, he'll be there. Mr. Gates, boy, y'all do a good job up there. Thank you, Brother Starks. Thank you, Philip. Working in there, holding it on, keeping on. But one thing I haven't told you about is Karma Hurt Plumbing. Hot diggity. The winter, the cold, real cold weather, I think is gone. I don't know. The weatherman's not here. I can't get a report on that. But the real cold weather is gone. But if you need a plumber for any of your plumbing needs, write this down. You got to use that pencil again. That phone number for you to call for Karma Hurt Plumbing is 711-4875. Tell him you heard about it on the Clara Luper radio show. Tell him that you want some good plumbing work done. You don't want I'll be back in 2 hours and I have it fixed by Tuesday and all that kind of stuff, because Karma Hurt takes care of business. One thing about all of our advertisers, Robert Gates, John Vance, Rodell Hornbeek there, the Hometown IGA, they take care of business. You can't go in Hometown IGA and not get some courteous service. You can't go at Robert Gates and not get the very best. You can't go to John Vance Motors and talk with Rodell and not get that. Oklahoma City, we need more business people like that. And there's an opportunity, and there's a big space open for us. Good things will be happening if you take a big step, if you do something positive. Don't just talk about it, do it. Don't just talk about it, do it. Do like Miss Strange. She just didn't let, when she couldn't walk no more, she still would call. She still made sure that her grandsons, that her sisters, that they knew what was going on at the Freedom Center, NACP Youth Council, NACP, her church, her sororities, her fraternal. That's not the right word, but she loved all that, and she's very important to us. It has been, and it's going to be a tough couple of hours, but it will be a bright few hours for a young man down at Oklahoma University. He's a senior this year. He's done his best, and he's taken OU a long ways. But then we'll see what happens today at Texas. Congratulations go out to all you high school players, Midwest City. Let me get the paper here. Hold on while I turn through this. But all of you high school players that are off in the regionals now, you're getting a chance to go to the Big House. The Big House is the place where you got to be, boy. You never seen nothing like it. I look forward to seeing that competition out there. Sportsman, I'm going to do it for you because I'm going to tell you about the 4A basketball. 4A basketball that was played down in Lawton, where Clinton girls lost, where Piedmont girls lost, Tuttle lost, where Perry lost. Well, no, let me go back over. Area 1, it was a Sulphur, Anadarko, Elgin. Anadarko were the winners. But then in Area 4, the big winner in the Class 4A down in Lawton, Oklahoma, was Douglas High School, 62 to 53 over Sallisaw. Northeast High School, 68 to 62 in an overtime there in Choctaw area. Boy, I tell you, this is a great time for basketball. All of you out there that are doing it, coaches done told you, your family done told you, friends done told you, but now you got to dig down deep, come strong from your own heart. Look forward to seeing those things that happen. Young man whose birthday, what was that? It was Thursday. Young man whose car was in the movie Brother President. Mom told you about Dr. Gaines, but he had this young man had a green and white Pontiac that he allowed the students in John Marshall High School to use during the filming of that movie. You know him when I tell you his name. Tommy, I know you're listening. If you're not listening, you should be listening. If you know Tommy Williams over there on 45th Street, you give him a call and tell him that we're talking not only about his car, but about him because he's another year older. He's so old now, he's almost as old as Rice. But this song goes out especially to you, Tommy. Those of you who are having birthdays whose names I don't have, I know that you too can get a special thrill out of this because this comes from the heart. If you can take these earphones off, I forgot my harmonica, but I'll go from here. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Tommy. Happy birthday to you. And may you have many, many more. Got that note. April 4th and 5th, Soul Bazaar, Oklahoma City. Miss Black Oklahoma Patch is coming up. Go to church tomorrow. But most importantly, today as you go through your day, remember to love somebody. But along with loving them, remember to treat them right. Remember to treat them the way you'd like to be treated. To the families out there who are going through some changes in life, I want you to know that right here on the Clara Luper Radio Show, we're with you. We'll be strong with you. Mr. Stale, looking forward to seeing you. Mrs. Stale, looking forward to seeing you. See all of you there at the Mrs. Strange's funeral. Thank you, Auntie. Appreciate the things you've done for us. This goes out. This whole show, this whole day. Very special day. Good luck. Those of you who are in athletics, those of you who are in academics, do your very best because you can do it if you put your heart to it. Stay strong, stay tough. Remember, next Saturday morning, 9 a.m., Clara Luper Radio Show, live and in living color. Thank you.
We'd like to thank each and every one of you for tuning in to the Clara Luper Show. Join Sister Clara Luper here each and every Saturday from 9 until 10 at your number one gospel station, KTLV. And until next Saturday, may God bless you.
And the views and opinions expressed on the preceding program were not necessarily those of AM Radio 1220 KTLV.
Father, I need your help and a hand.
This is your key to living victorious.